Alright, update 15.4 went live yesterday, and I'm doing my best to give it an unbiased review. Now, it took a lot of Zen power to flush out all the negative waves that have been building up for me on PC ever since May the 12th when Season 9 went live. These last 3 months, the game has been slapping me directly in the face each and every time I've booted it up, crashing and hard freezing my PC without remorse. Did the PC crash fix included in update 15.4 fix all of that? Let's find out. What's going on, everybody? It's LtBuzzLitebeer, and I'm going to be giving update 15.4 a quick rundown, discuss some of the changes and how they've affected the game, including these wild new cosmetics. But before we begin, you know I keep bringing it up, but the channel is about to hit 95,000 subscribers, and if you haven't yet smashed that big, beautiful sub button, please do so. And don't forget to ring the bell to stay up to date on all my latest uploads. Update 15.4 was never going to be earth-shaking in terms of what it included, as later this month is when Season 10 is slated to launch, with the new Manhunt target and those 2 new legendary strongholds. Of course, I'll include the link to the full patch notes in the video description below, but there was basically some bug and progression fixes for the manhunts, global events, the new exotic blueprints, expertise system, and they also addressed an issue with the raid's checkpoint system. There was also the long-awaited PC crash fix, which I'll discuss in a moment, but overall, for me, the only 2 items I've seen causing issues have been with Kelso at Manhunt End. Either she is totally not there at all, or there are 2 of her. Anyways, it looks like they may have fixed that. Also, after reading over these patch notes, they also included a fix for issues with the final Manhunt mission, including waves of enemies not spawning, causing the player to need to restart. Yeah, so that's a solid fix right there. And what a great transition into that final Manhunt encounter. And maybe it's just me, maybe I'm on an island out here, but it felt more challenging than any of our previous Manhunt targets. It gave me the old DARPA Labs Pentagon vibes for difficulty, and let me know in the comments if you're with me on this one. I always play on heroic difficulty, and that was some next level chaos on that final area. Now, the Division 2 has always been a game designed to put us agents at serious disadvantages, i.e. a cover shooter where everything we go up against is designed to knock us out of cover, but between the shotgun rushers, that quadcopter, mid and long range enemies, it was truly a handful. Also, maybe my agent and builds are behind the times because I've had such a limited playtime since the expertise system went live. I think I hit 6 or 7 last night, but when your game is crashing nonstop, you just don't want to play. I'll watch for your comments on that one, and just to be clear, I'm not complaining. I do like the challenge, but it just felt like a sizable increase in the difficulty scaling compared to everything else we've previously encountered, and I just wanted to throw it all out there. Switching gears, and how about these new cosmetic items? Yeah, the Street Apparel event went live yesterday, not without some minor issues, because after the original 3-hour maintenance window, they still needed a further 1-hour extension, but in the end, Massive got the update pushed live, albeit without the jackets included in the bundles. Now, I know some of you are really digging these new threads, and I do like some of the pieces, especially that hood and jacket from the Lucky outfit. That just looks post-apocalyptic, roaming the wilds badass to me, but so many of the other items, sorry to say, are just not for me. Now, I know the Division isn't Arma or Hell Let Loose, but we've gone way off the path of reality and ventured deep into the multiverse with these cosmetics. Not that we haven't done this before. I want to show you Exhibit A, the Heatwave event, but for me, Tom Clancy, world on the brink of disaster, dark and foreboding, uncertain future, just none of this screams to me I need LED sunglasses. Again, not knocking some of these designs, and I'm certain some of you went right out and purchased the entire vanity set so you could rock these ultra loud cosmetics, but I prefer the more traditional tactical look to my characters. On Division 2, I mix it up between some of the Noble Squad throwback outfits and this white tusk setup with a clan beret because they at least show some attempt to look appropriate for the setting. Here's one of my Division 1 characters, and this one is even darker and more edgelord than my Division 2 agents. Our surroundings scream gritty, worn, combat heavy, and at least for me, I want my agent's look to reflect that. I would be lying if I said that I didn't have yesterday's date triple circled on my calendar in permanent marker, not for the bug fixes, not for the apparel event, but with bated breath for that PC stability fix. 3 months of non-stop crashing has been excruciating, and I've admittedly logged little to no playtime in The Division 2 for reasons. And so yesterday, I went in with my record button pressed and logged about 4 to 5 hours of playtime. Some of those were longer sessions, like an hour to an hour and a half. Others were shorter. But overall, and I want you to hear me out, overall, the crashing, at least for me, has been reduced. I haven't seen those heartbreaking chain crashing sessions where my PC would lock up every 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes less. So yesterday was an improvement, but not without its issues. First is that over those recording sessions, I did freeze and get booted from the game several times. I even recorded my task manager so you could see that The Division 2 had stopped responding. I also delted a handful of times, which is not a PC freeze, I get that, but it's still an annoyance. Countdown still sheds players like crazy. I pulled about 10 full countdown runs with randoms, and only once did we finish with all 8 of the original members. On one run, we were left with 2 of us, of the original 8, and I couldn't help muttering, "Not like this." But the item that really stuck out to me yesterday was the change in the game's performance, and I would really like to see a detailed breakdown of Massive's PC stability fix, and within that, what exactly did they do, because the game feels like it is really chugging. By the way, that's a technical term there, chugging, but you know what I mean. It feels heavy, like it is either being throttled back to avoid performance spikes, or perhaps the internal processes are just so redundant that they're overlapping and it's all just being slowed down. It is not as responsive as it once felt. Now, I don't have any testing metrics here to flash up on screen. That's, by the way, beyond my understanding of game coding. But in terms of how it feels, and that's what I base my opinions on, how it feels, in that regard, it doesn't move as easily as it once did. Even my PC changes sounds when playing The Division 2. The fans take on this different pitch, and you can hear it straining against the constraints of the game. I know that sounds weird, but I play a lot of different types of games, all on 4K Ultra settings, and The Division 2 just sounds different. That's why I would request that we get a forum post, a write-up, something worthy of the pain we've been through for these last 3 months, explaining what was done and why. So lots of varied topics for you today, and as always, feel free to comment on anything Division related, and I will do my best to respond as quickly as possible. Remember to smash that sub button for more intensive Division coverage, and don't forget to ring the bell to stay up to date on all my latest uploads. If you could rate and or share this video, it would be greatly appreciated. Remember to find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and over on my community Discord server. Links to all my socials in the video description below. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.